Okay, so in this video I'm going to deploy a Django project. I have created one during this series, but this will apply to all kinds of Django projects. So if you want to learn how to deploy a Django project to DigitalOcean with Ubuntu 22, then just follow along. So I'm going to create a server there, update everything, install everything we need, and then set up the environment. If you want to try this yourself, I will add a link in the description below where you can just click that and then you will get $200 there for free, so you can test out DigitalOcean. And when you do that, I also get $25 if you continue to use it. So the first thing I have done now is to log in to DigitalOcean. So when I do that, I see the list of droplets or servers that I already have there. So then the next step is to now create a new server for this petnet project. So create, and then I find droplet in this list. And then I want Ubuntu 22.04 is okay. And I can just use a basic shared CPU. And I can just have a regular with SSD, and then I select the cheapest one, which is just $4 per month, which is really usually enough for very simple sites like this. So then I can select which region I like. I like Amsterdam because that's close to Norway. You should have something close to your own country. And then the VPC, I don't need to think about that. And then I can select how I want to log into the server, if I want to do this using SSH keys, which is probably the safest thing, but right now I'm just going to set a simple root password, like that. So then I need to check here if I want backups, monitoring of the server and similar. I'm not going to bother to do that right now. And then how many I want, if I want to have a custom host name on the server, but it can just be like this because then I know what type of operating system I have, the size for it, where it's located and similar. So I just want this to be located in my default project, Stein, and then I just click create droplet. So then I just have to wait a few minutes for this to spin up and be sure that everything is okay there. Okay, so now it's created and I can log into this. So let me just click copy to copy the IP address for the server. Then I go to the command line and then I have the project here, and then on the right side here I can just say SSH root at, and then point to the IP address. That was refused. Okay. There. Probably just took a few seconds before it was ready. Permission denied because the public key isn't there. Okay, so now I can type the password. Nice. So now I'm inside the server we just created. So the first thing I usually do when this is done is to update the server. So sudo apt update. This will update the packages lists. Okay, it's not sure that everything is ready on the server. That's probably why this came. Held by a process. Okay, it seems here that everything should be okay. Droplet has been created. Okay, let me just try again then. So now this will update all of the references to each of the packages and similar that you already have installed on the computer or server. And then when that is done, we need to run sudo apt upgrade, and this will actually upgrade and remove do what I asked up here. So when that is done, I can install a few new packages that we're going to need to host Django on the server. And to do that, I say sudo apt install python 3-pip, and I will leave a link, I will add this information in the description below, so you can just copy and find the commands there if you want to do that. And then python 3-dev and lipg-dev, libpg-dev, And then I'm also going to need Nginx, which is the server. So I think that's everything I need. We will see later if that's correct. Okay, libp. Okay, maybe I don't need that. So let's just stick with Python 3 pip, Python 3 dev, and Nginx. So yes, I want to continue. Okay, so now that is done. So let me just go to the to-do list. I can set this to done because now I have created the server on DigitalOcean and have installed and updated the server. Sorry, the software. So then I need to set up the environment, and that means creating users and groups and similar. So I have written down here on the right side, so if I look down it's just to see the script for this because I don't remember everything of this in my head. So then I need to update pip just to make sure that I have the newest version. Pip install -- upgrade pip. Okay, so now it downloaded a new version, blah blah blah, successfully installed. Yes, nice. So when that is done, we can also use pip to, no. Okay, so when that is done, I can create a new group for the user here. So sudo groupadd -- system webapps. I like to have a group called webapps because then I can have multiple users inside that group. For example, if I want to host multiple websites here. And then I create the user sudo useradd -- system -- guide, which is group ID, and that ID is webapps. And then which shell I want to use, which is /bin/bash. So when I log into this user, I automatically will be assigned with a bash shell. And then I will need to set the home folder, and that is /webapps /petnet. And then the name of the user, which is also petnet, and hit enter. So now I've created a new group with the user inside. So then I can create in this folder here, webapps, mkdir /webapps, and mkdir /webapps /petnet. And I can also go to this folder. Now this user has this as its home folder. So then I can create the virtual environment here. So Python -m venv, yes, and then petnet env. Okay, maybe I need to run Python 3 failed, blah blah blah. Okay, I need to install the possibility to do this. So apt install the Python 3.10 -venv. Yes, I want to continue. Okay, so when that is done, I can run this command again, and then I should have a virtual environment we can work with. Nice. So here I want to activate this source petnet bin activate, and then I have this here just like I have here on the left side, which is my local Mac. So I have added everything we need to install in the requirements, but then the question is, how do I move this over to this folder? I can either move everything to git and then just git clone to the server, or I can use a scp command and send every file to the server, and I think I'm just going to do that. So when I'm inside here now, just want to go up one folder, so I'm here, and I can say scp-r. I'm not sure what you can do on Windows for this, but there are probably similar commands you can do there. And then I need to specify which folder to send, which is the petnet folder, and then root at, and then I just need the IP address, which I have there, colon, just to specify where on the server I want it to be put. So /webapps /petnet there. I hit enter, and then I need to type in the password I created. And then this will send 1 and 1 file here. So I guess if I write ls now, it will list out that I have this folder. And then 1 and 1 file will come until this is finished. But I already have the requirements file, so I now can install things like Django and similar. So if I now just hit pip install -r to set which requirements field I want to use, petnet /requirements.txt, and hit enter. So now this will install Django and all of the other dependencies that we have locally on the Mac. You can see here Stripe and similar. Oh no. Backports, okay. Which one is this failing on? Okay, let me just copy this and try to Google and see if I can find this error. Okay, just let me cut petnet /requirements. Now all files should be submitted or transferred to the server. Okay, so it looks like ASGI pip install like that. That is working. Pip install backports. Not sure which package uses this, but it's not working. Maybe pip3. Maybe it's just a Python version I was trying to use. Let's hope so. No. Okay, but I can install all of these other packages at least. So pip install pip install okay, so that was working. Pip install idna, pip install pillow, pip in, oops, double L, pip install requests, pip install, oops, SQL parse, pip install stripe, and then URL lib. So I'm not sure which one of these uses the backports, so I have to try to run the project and see what happens. But now the project should be set up and everything here should be working except for the backports. So if I now go into petnet ls, and then hopefully I should be able to say Python 3 manage.py run server. Then I just need to specify the IP address. And 8001, for example. So if I now copy this and go to here, paste it. Okay, this is probably because of some HTTPS, but I can go to the unsecure. Yes, so you can see here that I haven't added this to the allowed hosts, so I can try to do that just for testing. vi petnet settings.py. Then I go down to allowed hosts and just paste it there. Then I need to run the server again, hit refresh, and yes, now I can see the page just like I did on my computer. Nice. But this is not the way we are supposed to host things live. So we can just stop the server again, and now I think I can go to the to-do list there, done, and then I have got the code from Git, so I can set that to done, and I don't need to initialize the database because I transfer this from my computer to the server, so I can just set this to done as well. Okay, so then we are going to set up something called Gunicorn. This is a web server for hosting Django, but it can't be used from the outside. It's something we have locally on the server, and then we use Nginx to as a proxy to this server. So it will probably look a little bit confusing when we start now, but when we finished it will hopefully make more sense. But we can begin by installing and setting up Gunicorn. So if I then go to the server again, I can say pip install Gunicorn, like that. Okay, so now that is done as well. And then we need to create a file or script for running the Gunicorn server. So inside the petenv, you say vi petenv bin Gunicorn / start. And then here we need to specify which shell to use. So hash !bin/sh for shell. And then we need to set the name for the project. Name equals petnet. And then we need to specify where the project is located. So Django dir equals /webapps /petnet /petnet, like that. This is where the manage.py file is located, and we don't need the last slash there. And then when this file is created or run, we create something called a socket file, which is used for the server. So we need to specify where this is located. Sock file equals webapps /petnet /run /gunicorn.sock. So this will be automatically created, so you can't find it on the server right now. And then we need to specify which user we want to use, which is petnet, the user we just created, and then which group, which is webapps, and then num workers equals 3, and this is the number of CPUs the server has multiplied by 2 and add 1. So if you had 2 CPUs, this would be 5, because 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. So this is how many instances of this server that should run at all time. And then we need to specify where this script can find the settings file. So Django settings module equals petnet.settingsprod. Settingsprod is the file we created in the previous part for separating production settings from local or development. And we need to specify where we find this WSGI file, which is in the same folder. This is just entry points for the web server, so the web server knows where things are located and similar. So Django WSGI module equals petnet.wsgi, and timeout equals 120. And this is how long it should take to, if we go to the website and things are stopping on the server and similar, before the server quits. And when these variables are set up, then we can start executing things. So now we need to tell where to go. So this is cd and then $Django dir. So now the script will go into this folder, and when it's there it should say source /petnet env bin activate. So it's in this folder, and then it activates the environment we have created, which is up one folder and then into the petnet environment bin activate. And when that is done, we need to export a few variables so they are available for scripts and similar. So export Django _settings _module equals, and then we just paste this in because now this should be available to be used. And then export Python path equals $Django dir : $Python path. So now we have added this Django dir to the Python path, so it knows how to operate things and similar and where things are located. And then when that is done, we need to create one more variable, run dir equals $, and then parentheses, dir name space $sock file. So then it creates a run directory. This is similar based on these two. And then you can test this by saying test-d run dir or mkdir-p run dir. So if this socket file doesn't exist, then this command will either test if it's there or it will create it. And then when that is done, we need to execute everything here. So exec bin / Gunicorn. So it's still in this folder, not actually, sorry, petnet venv. So now we are still in the Django directory, this one. And then let's go here and execute this, which is in the same folder as the Gunicorn start script. So here we pass in the Django WSGI module :application. And if I go to this file, I think we will see application here. Yes, because we specify which WSGI application to use here. Slash or backslash, because this is a very long line, so we need to continue on the next line. /name. So then we set the name just so we can see things in the log and similar. Workers, num workers. Now we just point to the variables we created up here. /timeout. And /user, and then which user to use, which is of course up here. If you just wanted to, you could just write petnet here and not specify the user up here, but this looks a little bit better. Group is group, of course. Actually, here is a little different, because here we need to set equals like that. And then we want to bind equals Nginx :sock file. If you think this is confusing, I just want to say that this is kind of confusing for me too. I have done this a lot of times, so I understand what happens, but it's hard to explain and it's hard to remember all of this. That's why I have a script. So just so you know that it's hard for everyone. If you're not into stuff like this. And then /log level equals debug /log file equals minus. So there we have this script. So then I can just save and quit. So I just hit escape and then :WQ for write and quit and hit enter. So now if I try to run this script, it will not work. So if I just say petnet venv bin Gunicorn start yes, as you can see, sorry, petnet venv bin, where, yes, you can see it there, but I can't execute it because this file isn't executable. So I need to do that by running chmod +x. This will make it executable. And then just the path to that file, which is petvenv Gunicorn start. So now I should be able to just say /petvenv bin Gunicorn start. Now it was trying to run the server. It's similar, but you can see here that there is something wrong. So it just stopped. So I know a few things that is wrong, and that is if I run ls/larth, then you can see here that the root user is owning all of these files, but the petnet user is trying to run. So I need to make sure that the petnet user owns everything here. So chown -R petnet :webapps . So then it will take the folder I'm in and all children folder. So when I run it now, you can see that petnet inside the petnets inside webapps owns everything here. So then I can try to run this again, but it's still not working. It might be because of this back port, which I don't even know what is. Gunicorn. Django WSGI module not found, source not found. So on the line 14, can't find this. vi petnet env bin Gunicorn start. Okay, so it can't find that folder. So I'm inside the Django there. It tries to go up one. Petnet env bin activate. Why can't it find that? cd up one folder, petnet env. Bin activate. Why isn't that working? Webapps, petnet. Just want to clear everything here. I try to run the script just so I can see the clear errors a little bit better. So the first thing says source not found. But why can't it find it? Petnet env bin activate. Okay, just want to troubleshoot this a little bit. So if I go into the folder, which is the Django there, then it should be able to say // permission denied ls_lart / petnet env bin. Okay, it seems that the activate is owned by that user, so it should be working. Sudo -su petnet. So I try to switch to this user, and then I can go into petnet. Don't have to go into that, but I can say / petnet env bin Gunicorn start. So still get the same errors. cd petnet. But if I do this now, worker failed to boot. // petnet env bin activate. So that is not the correct place. What? Petnet. Oops, sorry. Go up one folder. Lart petnet env bin. So I can't execute this one. So maybe if I set this to be executable, I can try that. ch mod +x petnet env bin activate. I can try to run it again. The Gunicorn start. I'm not sure why this is not working. because this is working. pvd vi Gunicorn start. Okay, maybe try to do it like that. /Gunicorn start. Still not working. I have to try to Google this and see if I can find what this is. Okay, maybe it's the top line here that's the wrong. So if I just try to go back again, vi Gunicorn start, go to line 1, remove this, and then I can try again. Nope. Okay, but now the other line is gone, so it's only line 21 I have error on now. So it's this one, Django. Petnet WSGI. To see if this works. No. Command not found. Okay, I probably did something wrong. On line 21, yes, this was not supposed to be parentheses, it was supposed to be curly braces. Like that. Okay, save and run again. And now it is running. Nice. So that means that now this is working. So hopefully now I should be able to just say ./petnet env bin Gunicorn start. Yes, and now it's running there and there are no errors. Nice. So now we have Gunicorn running. Sorry about all of the mess. So the next step then is Supervisor. Supervisor is a script or service that is running on Ubuntu to make sure that if the Gunicorn stops, then it will automatically start again and similar. So we need to install Supervisor. apt install Supervisor. Hit enter. Sorry, I need to be the root user again. So go out of this user. And then apt install Supervisor. So then this will be installed. And when that is done, we need to create a script telling the supervisor where to find the Django and similar. So if I can now go to cd/etc supervisor/conf. And then here I can create a new file by saying vi petnet.conf, and then I need to specify which program to use. So program : petnet, you can call this whatever you want, and then which command to run, which is webapps/webapps/petnet-env /bin/Gunicorn start, which is the script we just created, and then which user to run this, which is the petnet user, and then where to log all of this. So std out _log file equals /webapps/petnet/logs/gunicorn.log, or probably a better supervisor. So we know that this comes from the supervisor. And then redirect underscore std error. Not sure what is done. I just always include it because that's what I have learned. And then we need to set some environments variable. So environment equals lang equals en underscore us.utf-8 comma lc all equals en us.utf-8, and that should be it. And when that's done, we need to tell supervisor to look through this file by saying supervisor read supervisor ctl is the command. So it can't read this because this folder doesn't exist yet. So we can create that, mkdir. Then we can try again, reread. And now it says that petnet is available. Now we just say supervisor ctl update to make sure that this is started and everything should now be running in the background. And to see the status of this, we just say supervisor ctl status, hit enter. And then you can see the name here, it's running and how long it has been running. Nice. So now this should be okay. And we can set this task to done. Then the last step is to set up Nginx, which is the web server where you go into the server from the outside via the domain, and then you're sent to the Django. I will show you how this works very soon. We have installed this already. So if I just go to cd etc Nginx sites available, then there is just the default one, it can just be there. And then I can create a new file, by saying vi petnet.conf. And then we need to set up a few things here. We need to set up an app server to tell Nginx where to find the Gunicorn server. So upstream petnet underscore web server equals, not equals, just curly brace, server Nginx colon slash webapps slash petnet petnet env slash run slash gunicorn.soc. And then at the end there we just say fail time out equals 0, because this should always be running. So if this times out more than 0 seconds, it just stops. So you just want to save now. If you remember this line, that is the same as it was in the webapps petnet env bin gunicorn start. So it's this one where you log in or bind in the Nginx, and then this one. So let's continue editing this conf file here. And then here we want to set up the server to listen for port 80. Server listen 80. And then the server name, which is the domain name, server name petnet.com. I don't have this, but I will do a mock on my Mac to make sure that this points to this server. And then we need to set where to log everything. So access logs webapps slash petnet slash logs slash access log, and where to put the error logs, error log. This was supposed to be access log. Webapps slash petnet slash logs slash error dot log, like that. And then we need to tell the server where to find the static files, because Nginx is supposed to handle static files. Django won't do that for us anymore. So location slash static. So every location location, like that. So with the domain petnet.com, and everything that starts with static should go to this specific location on the server, alias webapps/petnet/static, which is the folder there. And the same with the media files. So location, media, alias webapps, petnet, media / and then everything else should just be location /, and here we need to set the proxy to point to this petnet web server up here. I do that by saying proxy _ set header x-forwarded -4 proxy _ add x forwarded 4. And then we need to set one more header, proxy set header host HTTP host. So then this just knows the address and the domain we are on. Proxy redirect off. And then we need to make sure that if it's not a file name you're going to, then you will use this up here. So if not -f request _ file name, then we just say proxy pass to pass it in to the one up here, http:// petnet _web _server. Yes, like that. Close this one, close this one, close this one, and then we can save by WQ. And then we can try, when this is done, it's located here, but we also need to make sure that it's located under sites enabled on the server. So let's go into this, sites enabled, and I will make a symbolic link back to the file we just created. So ln-s /sites available petnet, and now we just put it here. So now it's there, and if I say ls lart, then you will see that this points back to the one inside there. So then we can start the Nginx server, service Nginx start. Okay, there are no errors, so it looks like everything is okay. But this domain does not exist for me yet. So if I just open up another tab or new window in the terminal, I can say sudo vi. Now I'm on the computer, by the way. etc hosts. I think this is available on Windows also, but I'm not sure where this is located. But if you just try to Google Windows hosts, then you will probably find it. And then here, if I just go to a line, it doesn't matter where you put it, then I can set the IP address for the server, which I get here again, paste it, and then just petnet.com. Save and quit. So now I should be able to go to petnet.com, and then this is welcome to Nginx. Okay, so let me go here again, just rmf default, so I delete the default file. So if I run ls now, only the petnet is here, and I can restart Nginx, service Nginx restart, refresh, and now it says 502 bad gateway. But that means that we are at least going to the correct place. I just need to find out why we get this error. So cd etc webapps petnet. I can go into logs, see if there are anything there. Cat error to see the list. Okay, so it can't find this one. vi webapps petnet env run. No, this is not supposed to be in the env folder. So I need to edit the config file for Nginx. vi etc Nginx sites enabled petnet, and then just go here, remove this because it's located here and not inside the environment. So like that, and then I can restart again and refresh, and now we have it here. So now everything is working, and we can go to petnet.com. Obviously you can't because only I have this server and only my computer points to this, but if you were to have a name cheap or similar, you can just point your domain to the web server. Okay, so that's it for this series and this part. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, if you want to try DigitalOcean for free, you can just click the link in the description below. So see you in the next video.